This is the Microtubes X Ultra from Darkglass Electronics, and it's the updated version of the X7 with more EQ options, cab simulation, and more to give you some of the most insane distortion tones that I have ever heard in my life. It's so insanely thick, gritty, and also you can get more modern tones where it's extremely sharp and precise. And on top of that, you can also get some just insanely very beautiful clean tones on top of it as well. So with the X7 that came out last year, it really threw me off guard. So many ways to really sculpt your tone and either get a super thick and very just meaty, saturated sort of fuzz-like tone, or a super sharp and defined, very modern metal tone. There's so many different ways to go about and use it, and especially with the high pass and low pass filters, you're really able to choose and set exactly where you want it to go. And now with the X Ultra, it adds even more on top of that. Starting from the top, you'll see the 4 familiar knobs from the X7. You have low compression, which lets you choose the amount of compression you want to put specifically on your low end. Then you have low level, which lets you choose the output of the amount of low end you want in your overall tone. Then you have high level, which lets you choose the amount of the high end that you want in your overall output, and high drive as well. Moving down, you'll see on the sides, on the left, you have your low pass mini knob. Then on the right, you have your high pass mini knob. For low pass, this controls the frequency cutoff of the low end, and that's mixed back through the high side from 50 Hz all the way to 500 Hz. On the right with your high pass knob, this controls the frequency of your high end that's distorted. When you're all the way to the left at 100 Hz, it gives you a really fuzzy-esque, very thick, extremely just nasty and very thick, sort of velvety buzzsaw fuzz-esque tone. Then when you go all the way to the right at 1 kHz, it's very sharp and very precise. Now, alone without any of the EQ controls, you're really able to make an insane amount of different options for your tones just using the low pass filter and the high pass filter, combining them and mixing them in separate ways to really set exactly where your tone sits. But with the X Ultra, you get the full 6-band EQ sliders in the middle. This is where you can add or cut 12 decibels from each frequency within the sliders. All the way on the left with your low shelf, this controls 80 Hz. Next to that, you have 250 Hz, 500 Hz, 1.5 kHz, 3 kHz, and then for your high shelf, this is 5 kHz. With all these combined, including the low pass and the high pass filter, it gives you so many great options on hand to give you in so many just insane tones along the way. Then moving down from there, you see that you have 2 foot switches, distortion and bypass. Bypass obviously turns it on and off, and then distortion controls when your distortion is on. Now this is great because it's not just a dedicated distortion anymore. Now you can have the option to have a killer clean tone as well. And also one of the new features is that when you hold down the bypass switch for 3 seconds, it changes all your LEDs to blue. Now this activates the compression that goes on your low end on your clean tone. So not only will you have the low end compression for your distorted side, but also for your clean tone as well. On the left side, you see that you have your direct output as well as your cab simulation button. When you hook up to your computer, you can go to the Darkglass Suite program, and from there you can choose from a load of IRs that are automatically on there, or put in your own IRs too to load onto the pedal itself. So really, if you don't have a cab, that's not a problem. You can just go ahead, use the direct out, send it to the front of house, and bam, there's your tone right there all in one box. Then from the top, you have your input, output, auxiliary in, and headphone out as well. So basically, whether you're in your bedroom practicing or if you're using it on stage, this pedal can do everything. But overall with the X Ultra, this is just an insane preamp with so many options on hand for so many different kinds of tones. Really can just get the most thick, insane distortion sound, whether it be modern or more of just a more laid back, sort of sludgy, very thick sounding stoner rock sound, or you just want a nice boost in your clean tone too, you can do all of that and add cab simulation to it as well. There's so many ways to use it and so many different ways to go ahead and change every little setting too. But as always, let me know what you guys thought about it. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that right now. And then if you want to be like these awesome people right over here, head over to my Patreon page for things like early access to videos, giveaways, and more. But thank y'all so much for watching as always, and I'll see y'all next time.